He has 60 surfboards.
Ah,
And
60. Welcome to the Insiders Audio Notes. We haven't spoken for a while, Matt. It's an interesting time in the world, and I must digress from my. I don't even know if digress is the right adjective. I must renege on my promise to never speak politics following a catastrophic election in France yesterday, where the extreme right of who is led by Marine Le Pen, who is the daughter of a monsieur called Jean-Marie Le Pen, who tortured prisoners in Africa by attaching electrodes to their testicles. And this guy set up this party of extreme right people, and now what they've done is tricked people into believing that they're for the working class, because obviously the working class often feel like they're losing touch with the world, which they are, because working class salary doesn't pay rent, does it? Or get you close to the ocean. So where I'm going with this, Matt, is surfers, be careful with this, because you can no longer live near the ocean. One, you can't rent near the ocean. Two, you can't buy near the ocean. So even if you can get a job near the ocean, you're not going to be able to near it unless we block these absolute nutcases from taking over the world. Sorry about that, Matt. Welcome to the episode.
firstly, please don't apologize. It's what this is all about. It's a platform to voice our opinions on whatever we want as, and that's why we pay and people listen to us for free. So do not apologize. It's funny, we won't go too deep into politics, but like this week I've just found it laughable. Like I didn't really know about the France thing until you said about it last episode and looked into it and was quite shocked and scared by it. And then I don't know if you've caught much of the stuff in America, because I know you've been very, very busy, but Joe Biden pretty much, I'm pretty sure he had multiple strokes while trying to talk on stage because he's that old. Um,
Yes, I
and,
did read and unfortunately watched it.
and also
Not all of it, bits of it, bits of it.
and also in England you've got people. I mean, there's some comical things in England as well, but it makes me funny. Sorry, it makes me laugh, especially the America thing, that how they are how they are electing people who are so old and where
How can they do this? Yeah,
like
how can there not be? And like, I'm not feeling old. I don't feel old. You can't tell me there's not a 50-year-old in America who's had 20 years of politic political experience and even worked and all. You can't tell me some of these guys don't deserve a shot.
100%. Like I completely agree. Like obviously like a 50-year-old's not old at all, especially when you're comparing
Or a
them.
60-year-old
Yeah,
or a
even
40-year-old.
and you're comparing them to Joe Biden, who I literally like was like my grandma can talk better than him, and she's 90 something. Like,
And on the other side, uh, there was, and I've read categorical lies thrown out from old mate. We won't mention his name. He's like Voldemort. So I don't know. So try and vote if you can, surfers. And remember, surfers were originally people of the land. We tried to avoid wars. We try to eat healthily, which is good for the planet. We're not fighting people. We're trying to do a thing we love. We're not trying to be bankers, even though if you're a banker and you surf, there's nothing wrong with that. Sorry, bankers. But, you know,
yeah, it's just weird.
there's enough food. It's as simple as this. There's enough food and money in the world to share around times 10.
Yeah.
Who? Why do you need to be scared of sharing?
There's a last thing I'll say on it is
There's enough surfboards to share around.
there's a really good podcast between Jed Smith, who it's a Ain't That Swell podcast, but it's only Jed, and it's with this other guy, and it's about politics, but it's about the world and stuff, and it's really good. It's worth having a listen to.
Who was the guest?
I completely forgotten his name, but he's good to listen to. It's not
I
anyone
think it
big.
was a West. I think he was a West Australian elective. I think maybe I heard it at one
I think
stage.
he's a politician, political journalist. But,
Yeah. I think I remember.
but it was good.
Anyway,
But
let's get on to surfing.
that's going to kick off my this might kick off a theme of this podcast actually, because really I'm disappointed in the last kind of 10 to 14 days worth of the surf world. Um, Disappointed like a pet. Like I'm not a parent, but like I just expected better. Um,
Just thought we could do better.
just because I wanted to start with Stab High. Um, I thought it was pretty awful.
What even is it?
So Stab High, wave pool event in Japan with the best aerialists in the world, and
I
they charged to put it on, charged to watch it, and it had the potential to be incredible, but it showed that doing it live, one, it showed how good the WSL are at doing stuff live, but two, it was pretty painful to watch. Like day one, if you watch it, the I reckon it's like 1 in 10 airs made, and like how you have to wait for the wave pool to settle again and for another wave to come, and it was pretty I thought it was pretty shit. I think that's the best way I could explain it. And I reckon if they recorded it, chopped it up and edited it into a 2 hour thing, it would have been even an hour. It would have been very good, but it was just really bad. Production wise, really bad.
hmm. I'm gonna have to be honest with you. I didn't watch
You haven't
a
seen it.
single thing. I guess I couldn't if it was paid for. I didn't watch a single thing. I
But
just
well,
said
you
to myself,
if you've got Stab
I,
Premium, you could watch it
I
for free.
I've just got I've just got too much going on in the world, and even when I don't, to watch an aerial surfing contest in a pool. Now, nothing against those sort of people. I just want people to know if you're listening to me, you can trust me that you're just going to listen to uh, pure ocean surfing thoughts. And, I've had the same feeling for about the first time in 15 years about the Brazilian comp. It's just like feels like the mortar between the bricks, really.
Yeah, again, weird, really weird. Um, Kind of for the first time in a long time, I was excited about it. Like I actually was like quite excited about the Brazil event without looking at the forecast, but like with the top five, especially on the men's side, top five how it was with the sixth, seventh, and eighth being Gabby, Italo, and Yago, um and to be fair, like surfing wise, the big boys, like the quarterfinals in the men's was pretty much the top eight. Um and stuff. So it was like they came, but the waves were just it just wasn't good to watch. Like one hit turns and backwashy lumps. Just I just watched it thinking to myself, like, there is so many better waves right now that they could be in.
Hey, well, Italo Ferreira's coming for the world title.
Yeah, he's not gonna win it though.
You don't think you
Nah.
think John can stop him? Well, he's
Well,
got to get through a fair few people, doesn't he?
yeah, to be honest, John is world champ. Like going into Fiji. if they didn't have the final five, he's already crowned world champ. So in my
Yeah, well, if they didn't have the final five, they'd have another 3 or 4 comps. So he wouldn't necessarily be, but he'd be
yeah,
close. He'd be close. He'd be close.
but
And I think he's proved it to himself.
I do think he can win at Trestles though.
I'd like to see him.
If it's good size, I think he can win it.
I'd like to see him win at Fiji, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, me
Because he's
too.
come close a few times this year. Well, no, I'd like to see him win if if he sends it, like as if he's not going to send it.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Do you reckon? Do you reckon Jack and Ethan can hold on in there, or do you think we've got the final five can't stay the same, can it?
No, I've actually I'll put this on podcast as well because I've actually gone out and I've messaged someone my final five prediction after the Brazil event sorry, before the Brazil event finished.
So you're
Uh,
going live on press here.
yeah, so I'm going not in order, but John Griff, Jack Robinson. No, wait, that's not my list, that's his list. John Griff, Jack Robinson, Gabby Italo. That's my top five.
Isn't it, John? Was there no Jack there? Who did you say?
I'm saying John Griff, Jack Robinson,
Okay, yeah. I think
Gab,
I think you got to
Gabby
think Ethan
Italo.
might get knocked out, even though he's actually a pretty good backhand tuber and he's actually pretty good backhand turns. Is this the event where he comes out of his tortoise shell? That will be interesting to see. And I don't think Geordie can do it there, even though I reckon I'd like to see him at Trestles.
Yeah, I think the big mover for Fiji is going to be Gabby. I think Gabby's going to
It's going to be
come up.
hard to stop him, don't you think?
Yeah, yeah. So that's my final five prediction before it. But yeah, Brazil is a little bit weird. Yeah, it just didn't really get my engine started, if I'm honest. One just going back to Stab High quick, one thing I would say is Jacob Zichelli. He's put out like a vlog of it. And if you haven't watched Stab High but you're curious, just watch that. It's so much better. And he's actually like he's like Marmite, but I actually
Oh,
really enjoyed
okay.
it.
I'd rather not watch it.
Well, yeah, I mean
I'm not going to watch it.
you're off of
Just
Paul
not going to
Sheridan,
watch it.
but for anybody,
I've been desperately trying to see a backup video of Nathan at Lancis, and I sort of think it's a bit weird them going through Indonesia with all these videos. But
what's weird about it?
what I said today is the Olympics at Tahiti going to be more interesting than a WCT at Tahiti?
More interesting, yes, because there's a much bigger risk factor.
Is
If
it a different format? Is it once every 4 years? Is it once in a lifetime shot? You win Tahiti and the Olympics. It's a double whammy. Like, if Talo won in Japan, who cared? Apart from him and a couple of sponsors and obviously a bit of money, whatever. But like, I didn't even see a single heat of the Japanese Olympics. I
yeah,
didn't even see a replay.
I completely agree with your point on the double winner because it's like if you win pipe that you're a pipe master as well as the world champ or whatever. Um, yes, you've won at Tropes and you're the Olympic champ. In answer to your first question, is it more exciting and interesting? I think on two fronts for me it is. Firstly, I think there's a much bigger risk factor because there's
Because
going to
you think there's going to be blood spilt.
yeah.
It
Second,
might only be 4 foot. You don't get
yeah.
too excited.
But secondly, I do think I'm excited to see people who aren't on the world tour surfing.
What if
Like
it's just 6 to 8 foot and spitting on the first day? And this is the
oh,
Olympics, dude.
be
They're on
so
a
good.
schedule. They're
Yeah,
on a schedule.
I know. And
And if Guy doesn't catch a wave, whooped up. If the guy's never, had a crack at something like that, he doesn't catch a wave and he paddles out and he watches Jack and his heat get 2 10s and he doesn't catch a wave, bravo. At least he got to watch it.
exactly. But you've also got people like what excites me is like you've got like Cully Vast, Al Cleland Jr., Tim Elter in waves like that. I think he's gonna be pretty dangerous for some people because of where he's grown
Uh,
up and stuff.
Yeah,
Um,
but it's not the same thing. It's not the same thing. I
no,
mean,
but
no
also
matter.
they've been over there like quite a bit now because Germany are backing it quite well.
Yeah, I've seen it. I know
Um,
their coach, huh? I've
but
watched it. There's a big, and I've talked to him. That's what I'm saying. There's a big different. There's a different
but,
line
but
in the.
I'm just excited to see new names and different names um appear against some of the obviously like even it excites me to think like you know I don't know what the draw is going to be like, but what about if Tim pulls out Felipe in the second round and it is 6 to 8 foot? Tim Ellis is probably more likely to swing than Felipe is, right?
Yeah, yeah. But there's a big like you take your car for a drive. You think you're going pretty fast. Then you got the like guy that lives in your neighborhood. He's got a faster car and he's a better driver. And then you've got like your fastest driver in France, and then you got your whatever, and then you got your Formula One world champ Lewis Hamilton, and that's John Medina Jack against every single other person in that comp, apart from Cowley. Even Ethan, he's all right, but he's not even close to those four guys. So shut the gate if there's waves. I'm telling you, it'll be
But
one of
they
them four. It'll be
but
one of
they
them four. It's impossible that it isn't. I'm going on record.
but also don't forget as well, look at Heat One of the women's. You've
And
got
what's the name? Tell me what's the name.
who?
Fahini.
Yeah, well, yeah, but you've got Heat One of the women's. I think you've got
Fahini's going to take. It's going to take like a tidal wave of bad luck and good luck for the other person for them to beat her.
definitely. I completely agree. And just remember as well though, the seeding of how this works is completely different to WSL. You could get a second round heat where it's John versus Gabby, and then one of them's gone.
And
So
stiff shit.
yeah, exactly. So I am gonna be watching it with interest, for a couple of reasons.
Hey,
Uh
what? It's a really good time for us,
yeah.
isn't it? So
Yeah, it's the
what's the
evening.
Fiji time? Because that's just as important.
I think it's pretty much Fiji is a bit later, but not too
I'm
much.
going to have a look onto that. And while I'm having a look at that, because I changed the subject on you, sorry, Matt, you know that. But what else has happened in
What
the
else?
surf world?
So there's something else I'm disappointed about, which is the fact that, and this might come round to where I stand corrected, but there's been an event at J-Bay where,
Ah,
you've got Steph, they done it in teams, and you had Steph, Coco Ho, um, you had our boy Mackenzie Bowden, you had, okay,
so
yeah, so
you're
evening.
right, 7 in the
Yeah,
morning, so we can clock in around nine
around
o'clock
there.
at night and hopefully watch some heats.
Yeah.
Was Mackenzie Bowden in it?
Yeah, Mackenzie was there.
They
Steph.
they didn't get any good waves.
Well, yeah,
I
they
saw a
did.
little. They did.
Yeah,
It was all right. It didn't look incredible.
it looked better than Rio.
Looked better than Rio. Who
And
won it again?
well,
Frederica Marias.
Federico Moraes won the individual got on the thruster, but it was like I
Mm.
think it was more of a team event. But I want to watch it, and it's not anywhere.
Yeah. It's
And
pretty
like
hard when you have to watch crap when other things that are crap instead of good stuff.
the only thing I can imagine is that they've done what I wish Stab High had done, and that they've recorded it, and they're going to bring it out.
Oh, if you'd think so.
Because then
I
it
do did a video. I do
because
did a
otherwise it would have
video on it
clashed
the
with
other.
Rio. It would have clashed with
Some
Rio, otherwise.
mm, Rio clash with Rio. That's not poor old Rio. Wader got smashed at smithereens by someone, didn't he?
Italo,
Who was that
yeah,
against?
5 minutes in
Italo.
the heat, Italo had like 19 points or something stupid.
My fantasy surfer team got annihilated. I had Joanne Defay as a bonus surfer, and I don't know
Wow,
how.
what a
I don't
terrible.
know how. I don't know. I had
Mine done all
Katie
right.
as I had Katie in my team all year. I don't like it's, I'm now a Katie fan. I think she's world champ.
I pretty much, if you had a Brazilian flag next to your name using my team,
Yep,
so I
same.
think I done pretty good. Um, I had Jago as my power surfer.
Well,
So
there you go. How did you go then in your group?
I think I finished third.
Okay, I'm looking at the Bolido forecast because we're in South Africa. You brought South Africa up. They're not really getting any good waves because
Nah.
there's a challenger on down there, isn't there?
Yeah, they've called the first 2 days off, I think. Uh,
Friday looks half decent. How's the surf been up there? I've been getting plenty of waves. I'm
oh,
telling
it's
you,
been
plenty of
really
waves. I'm happy. That's why I get. Who cares
tame.
what else is going on in the world if you're surfing yourself? Sorry, listeners. So get out there and surf and stop listening to me.
It's been really fun for the last week, but it's now for the next week forward, it's gone shit.
Hmm.
Like from literally
Well,
from yesterday for at least 7 days, it's really bad. Um,
we've done the hard yards, mate. We've done the hard yards. Once you get to the 15th of August, it's all up. It's
yeah.
colder, but it's all up. I'm surfing in board shorts, man. I surfed in board shorts
Oh, sick.
yesterday and a long sleeve neoprene on my
Hey,
fantastic acid board. Put a picture of it on the story. It's such a good board.
I'm gonna do what you do to me right now and go throw a
Throw it,
left ball change of subject.
throw
Um,
it.
I spoke with a guy called Simon Charlesworth, who's your friend, at the end of
Yes,
last week. What a
yes.
guy.
Yeah. How did you speak to him?
Through work, but um, through my new job. But the reason I wanted to mention him, he has 60 surfboards,
Ah,
and
60
apparently 60, and I believe him.
collector.
He didn't come across as a bullshitter to me. So yeah, and he had quite a few in
He's
his
got
office.
three children, one of them whose name is Poppy. So there you go. I finally remembered your name, Poppy. If you listen to the cast, and they come up, they used to come up for a pie and everything. That pies don't exist anymore, so they'll just have to come past for a sandwich.
Yeah, or a famous acai bowl.
Ah,
But yeah,
having one every
Simon,
day.
I just thought to myself, I'm gonna bring it up that we were
What's
talking.
his garage like then? If he's got 60 surfboards?
Well, so I think he's got. I hope his wife doesn't listen to this because I think he's got quite a few in his office at work. And he does. This is what I wanted to bring up. Me and him spoke about it. Is he does the same board bag trick? So if you have the same board bag, and especially it helps if your board bag looks a little bit old and tatty, you take your new board home in an old board bag, and it just looks like you're taking an old board home because you're whoever's at home that might not approve of you buying 60 surfboards doesn't actually check inside the board bags. So we was discussing that. But I think he's got a fair few in his office and some scattered about. Um, he had a lovely new album that he picked up that looks like it was shaped in Oz. That we was talking about, and yeah, really, really good guy to chat to actually. And it's funny how he's. It was the first time I've actually spoke to him, but he listens to the poddy, so it felt a bit like funny that he knew some of the things I say just because he listens to this.
There you go. And my thing is, poor old Quicksilver, there was 130 retrenchings go down this week.
Yeah.
Board riders group. So watch out for joining a big company, listeners as well. Try and keep it small unless you're ready to get retrenched. Huh?
Yeah, I
Do a
actually
trade. Do a trade if you're young. Ah, it's the oldest thing in the book. Everyone wants to write the trade off it. Well, your poor old plumber, mate. He's not like worried looking for work. He's hiding his phone. So, and the electrician. I wish I was an electrician or a plumber. I knew what to do, even though my dad said you don't want to be knee deep in shit. But you don't have to just do toilets if you're a plumber. You can say, look, I only do taps. Huh?
Yeah. Yeah, or if you were like my mate does it, he's a carpet fitter, like fits flooring and stuff.
That's a bit
And
harder. You're always on your knees.
absolutely kills it. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I don't do a trade. I'm about as useful as a marshmallow when it comes to doing anything DIY. But
Like myself.
but
Hey,
crack.
what's the score on this DB competition we did? How do these winners do we do? And my friend, we did a winning thing for a week at the surf camp. There's an app where you can put all the names in and it just spins it.
That's what I was going to do on
That's
Sunday.
what Matt's going to do, listeners, because he's technical. So, wow, that's pretty good stuff to win. I saw one of these DB things again. It's the board bag at the Bell Shop. I went there yesterday to get a softboard for someone's daughter, and I was thinking that thing looks like you could hit it with a hammer.
Yeah, even the individual because like the single board bags, they're solid, 10 mil thick padding. Yeah, they
Even
look
though
good.
they're not very long, it's not going to help me if I'm trying to go back to
But
Hawaii
you're not
where
going
I
to
want to
win
go.
though.
So
They
no,
they're multi.
no.
They've just really again. It's not a plug or anything, but I'm just a fanboy of DB. They've just released their coffin bag. They've just released in a mid-length version as well. So it
Oh,
would
that could be handy.
yeah
Hey,
we
I just want to
yeah
make you jealous. Then I received two pairs of Florence board shorts, a Florence lycra, and a Florence hat the other day, and I gave a hat and a lycra to uh, my personal photographer, who's not really my personal, he works for Pure. Because I was talking with Brady Carr about it, and he's leading up Florence's full frontal attack into Europe. So we were just discussing a bit of a collab with some people I work with and everything. And I'm telling you, the board shorts feel pretty good.
well they're all I used when I came down in Fipsies. They're the only board shorts I wore. My good friend Deck is the UK guy for Florence, and
There you go. There
he
you
showed me
go.
out.
Which strangely enough reminds me and takes us off our America around of meandering no thought. Ivan Florence signed on
Yeah,
as if it wasn't going to happen.
full family affair. Um, yeah, I mean that's amazing, really. You got to think like it's pretty cool to be able to be John
Why
to
would you be
that.
sponsored by anyone else then if you're one of those three brothers?
Yeah, you can't really, can you? It's a
Nah,
bit silly.
it just feels a bit silly.
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel. It's kind of like I don't know, just it's almost like supporting.
Feels like
It's like going
Nathan
against your family, really.
It feels like Nathan's been pushing his little brother so hard, gave him a nickname, Mr. Cool, pushing him, takes him in his videos, just keeps pushing him, pushing him. Because obviously John, as an introvert now, with a wife and a child, has had to say to the two little brothers, "Oh, thanks for coming, little brothers. I've got my own life to lead now." Um, so I kind of slipped him in there onto the thing. Do they need anyone else?
Not with the way they do it as well, because that brand is one of the best at capturing and creating a community. The way they do
How
things,
come?
they do things like their test pilot program where they invite people, not just surfers, people to test their product, and it's one of the most clever marketing schemes because it just creates brand loyalty. Their community is so strong because of that. Um, how adaptive their branding is as well is really good. It's a brand I admire quite a bit. Um, I would
Are
say
they also are they also strong because John's got a lot of integrity and isn't a big uh, sellout spruiker of his own stories?
yeah, maybe. I also think that in terms of your point, they could probably, if you wanted to say what would be next, is there's a room maybe for a female and some female products.
Too late for Steph. Could have been a good brand for her. She's probably not hardcore enough. She's a little bit too cruisy, is it?
Yeah, maybe. I would. Do you know what? I'd like to see him sign Moana Jones Wong, um, and give
Who's
her.
she? Volcom.
Yeah, no, Ruka or Ruka, Bolcom, Ruka.
Yeah, I think they need someone who can talk as well.
But well, yeah, I suppose so.
No, she's Volcom. She's Volcom.
Bolcom, yeah. But then again, is Mahina just going to get in it? And she can talk, and she's good on socials, and she can surf good and stuff like that. So, um, maybe they have got what they want. I wonder if they're going to get his mum on it as well or something. Who knows? But
Are they talking to competitive surfing, or is the whole brand
well,
image and then atmosphere all around
I don't think
the actual act of surfing?
I don't see why they would. All the time John's on tour, they don't need anyone else that's a competitive surfer. So there's no point really. Um, other than that,
Sorry about that, Matt. My son was just asking me where his bag is, of
where's
which
his
I've got
bag?
no idea because he went to basketball. So I reckon his bag's inside the front door is where he came. Okay, lots of people tend to lose their bags. When you came home from school, where did you put your bag, Matt?
Uh, probably in the probably in the worst place possible. Um, yeah,
You
probably,
dump it out
yeah,
the front door?
probably, yeah,
Where did you put your bike? Did you have a bike as a kid?
yeah. Front garden,
There you go, there you go. Like it's me coming in from surf.
yeah,
Put it next to your car, but I don't anymore.
no. But yeah, I'm pretty excited actually. I'm gonna go meet some guys at e-bike company in England who I know a little bit about. Gonna go see them next Friday about some other work, but I'm excited to see their stuff, and I just wanted to give them a little shout out if you're in England and wanted to check out an e-bike. Their name's Cinch, and they're pretty cool.
Cinch. Do they
Yeah,
do fat? Do they do the fat bike?
yeah, pretty much. Yeah. They look really cool. So I'm actually gonna go see them next Friday. Um, about a different part of
Do
work.
you see us in 50 years only having electric fat bikes and somehow cars being outlawed and everyone having to live local where they are?
Probably not.
Do you
Um,
see international travel being illegal? Do you think it's a little bit gluttony to see people? Like I saw this girl the other day post, I just want to tell you how lucky I am. I've done 57 flights this year or something. Do you find that a bit gluttonous?
no, not at all. Because
Okay, you just want to travel. You're younger than me. Yep.
well, I also think like so. We've got 6 minutes left. Let me get a bit deep on it. I'm at an age where I earn quite decent. Like I've got a good job, stable job. Mrs. got a good job. We don't have kids, right? And I
Dinks, we call that. Dinks, double income,
yeah,
no kids.
yeah, double
Good.
income, no kid. And um, I I
Want to travel?
yeah, I don't want to be looked down upon because I haven't fit into the buy a house, have two kids. I know like I know
No, I'm
so
looking at it on an environmental
yeah, but
side of things, not on a
yeah, but kids are probably more harmful to the environment than flights.
yeah, you could be right.
With
Just
the
saying it like
with
yeah,
the overpopulation, I
yeah.
just think that sometimes people get frowned upon for wanting to be successful but not wanting to fall within certain boundaries and brackets and stuff. And sometimes it's the other way around as well. There's a lot of people that have kids that get frowned upon for, maybe doing it their way and stuff. But like if you work hard enough and you can afford 57 flights in a year, fuck it, good on you. Well played. Like how many flights has Jack Robbo got on in the last year?
Oh, shit ton. Shit
Coco
ton.
Ho's at a million air miles. She gets unlimited flights with United now. She's at a million miles with just United Airlines. Like, so yeah, no, I don't think that's gluttonous. I would hate it if they stopped travel because I love traveling. especially.
I just don't see how it's going to happen unless they have electric planes. Have you seen any of Coco Ho's surfboards anywhere?
In the flesh.
Yep.
Not in the flesh, no.
I just can't see how that thing's going to stand the test of time either.
I think that one will. I think there's some that won't. I'm not sure about.
Josh Kerr's surfboards.
I don't think it will. I don't think Coa Smiths will stand the test of time because,
I didn't even know he had one.
yeah, he's pretty much doing the exact same as Coco. So Matt Parker's still the shaper. Um, his is called Resonance, but I think Coco's will.
Will Lost, Channel Islands, and DHD and continue to be uh, the brands that count.
I think
Can anyone combat that sort of globalization anymore?
I don't think it, I think no, Sharp Eye's probably the closest to taking market share off of them, but also I think there's a lot of people now seeing the fact that like they make a lot
They
less.
just can't ride those points.
Well, yeah, there's that, but also those factories make a lot less margin. Like you
Mm.
you could make 100 boards a year selling direct to consumer and make more money when that factory's making 500 boards to sell at retail. And
Vertical retail, man. I
yeah,
was all for that 10 years ago, and we never got there.
and for the workers in the factory, it's a million times better. You can actually put more care into the boards, you get better quality, you get better quality glass in, take more care, have more time to make the boards, better lead times, and make more money. Like, but you're then going up against it's a harder scrap to get orders. So it is vice versa, and you have to weigh it all up. But I don't think anyone will touch those big players. I think they have the market share. Like I say, Sharp Eye could come in and do a bit of damage. I think there's a decline in Firewire, and I think there's a decline in JS boards because JS have secretly basically taken up the Firewire model. Um, they ship boards by the container load coming straight out of a factory in Taiwan that's only EPS or PE construction. So
Cobra.
epoxy glass polyurethane, and that they're mass produced, and a lot of people are kind of finding out about it, and it's a bit going a bit off. So
People are keen to get back to the smaller brands, you think? So, okay, so I give you $80 and you have to buy a pair of board shorts with it. And you don't get to keep the change for a pint or a
yeah,
burger or a canoa bowl. What brand board shorts are you going to go tomorrow?
I'd have to say Florence. They're the best ones I've used.
Okay, so you're going for Florence. All your endemic surfing brands out the window, your Quickies, Quicksilver, Billabong, Rip Curl. I just never really felt like that's a board short anyway. Honestly,
Mm.
it feels
I've,
like more of a wetsuit, doesn't it, than a board short?
yeah, I've used a few, but just I don't know. I just prefer the Florence one. It's
Florence.
good on me and everything like that. So yeah, and if you gave me X amount of money towards a surfboard, I'd probably buy an album.
You know what I'd get?
You'd probably
I'd
get
get a knit. What?
you would probably get. I was going to say you'd probably get the Sharp Eye, the FT Quad, but you was about to say something else.
No, that's because I saw that one a lot. I'd get a Neil Purchase Junior quad.
Oh yeah, you would. Yeah, we've been saying that for a while, haven't we?
I think I'd probably get one of that.
Yeah, they do.
Or a Ryan Birch, if I could get in a room
Oh
with Ryan
fuck.
Birch and
Yeah,
actually
thanks.
get something off him, like one of his
I want a Ryan Birch
six,
pickleball.
eight, yeah, something like that. Like something completely different to what you've written. I'm going to throw a few pictures up of the boards I'm riding on our stories over the next few days. Keep it simple, Matt. Give us a winner for DB. Love you, all our other mates like Visla, Quicksilver. I still, still got a little bit of
Billabong,
my heart still with you, Billabong. Keep it surf. Don't buy anything from the supermarket.
just buy albums and Florence and everything else.
And wax and hamburgers if they're vegetarian. Au revoir.
Au revoir.